The year is 2025. The world is more connected than ever, yet the lines that divide us have never been clearer. In the heart of China, the city of Shenzhen pulses with energy. A city that has become the beating heart of global innovation, a place where skyscrapers rise as fast as new ideas. On a humid spring morning, a single announcement from Shenzhen sent shockwaves across continents. The world's media scrambled to cover the story, as newsrooms from New York to London to Tokyo tuned in, realizing that something historic was unfolding. Huawei, once brought to its knees by a web of Western sanctions, stood tall before the world. Their message was clear and defiant. Total independence from Western technology, no more American chips, no more American software, no more American control, every circuit, every line of code, every innovation, now homegrown. This wasn't just a business move, it was a digital declaration of independence. It was a statement that China would no longer be held back, no longer play second fiddle in the global tech orchestra. The message was unmistakable. China is no longer playing by the West's rules. The old order, where Western companies dictated the pace and direction of technology, was being challenged in real time. For decades, America invented the future, and the world followed. Silicon Valley was the cradle of the digital age, its innovations shaping everything from the way we communicate to the way we think. But what happens when the world's tech engine shifts? When the center of gravity moves eastward, and the rules of the game are rewritten by new players with new ambitions? The West expected Huawei to fold under pressure, to retreat quietly into obscurity. Instead, the company's defiance sparked a wave of innovation and national pride across China. Young engineers, once inspired by Silicon Valley, now look to their own leaders for inspiration. This isn't just about your next smartphone or the latest gadget. It's about who controls the digital backbone of our lives, the invisible infrastructure that powers our economies, our governments, and our daily routines. The era of a unified global tech ecosystem is over. Digital borders are rising and the world is splitting into rival camps, each with its own standards, its own networks, its own vision for the future. We now face a bipolar tech reality, two competing visions locked in a struggle for dominance. It's a high-stakes chess match, with every move watched by billions. The birth of a parallel digital universe built on Chinese design, hardware, and software has begun. This new ecosystem is growing rapidly, attracting talent, investment, and ambition from across Asia and beyond. Huawei's move is the opening shot in a conflict that will define this century. Headlines blare, analysts debate, and competitors scramble to respond. The world watches, uncertain, as the rules of technology are rewritten before our eyes. Governments, corporations, and ordinary people all sense the magnitude of this moment. The comfortable assumptions of the past are gone. The game has changed, and the old playbook no longer applies. Boardrooms everywhere are filled with questions and anxiety about what comes next. The stakes? Nothing less than the very architecture of our connected world. The networks that link us, the data that drives us, the systems that keep our societies running. All are in flux. Who will set the standards for AI, networks, and the next generation of technology? Will the future be written in English or Mandarin, in Silicon Valley or Shenzhen? The world holds its breath, waiting to see which vision will prevail. The choices made now will echo for generations. The future is up for grabs. In this new era, nothing is certain, except that the race for technological supremacy has only just begun. To truly grasp the shockwaves rippling through today's tech world, we need to rewind to a pivotal moment. A high-stakes battle that would reshape the global technology landscape. This wasn't just a corporate rivalry, it was a clash of nations, ideologies, and ambitions with the future of digital power hanging in the balance. Huawei, once a little-known Chinese company, rapidly transformed into a global powerhouse. It outpaced giants like Apple in smartphone sales and became the backbone of the world's communications networks, building infrastructure from Europe to Africa. Its innovation and reach seemed unstoppable, making it a symbol of China's technological rise. But Huawei's meteoric rise set off alarm bells in Washington. US officials feared the company could be a Trojan horse for Chinese espionage, a backdoor into the world's most sensitive data. The stakes were high: control over the next generation of technology, and by extension, global influence. In response, the US government unleashed a wave of sanctions. Huawei was blacklisted, cut off from critical American technology, especially advanced microchips and Google's Android system. Overnight, its access to the world's most important tech supply chains was severed. The message was unmistakable: cripple Huawei and by extension contain China's tech ambitions. The US rallied its allies across Europe, Australia, and beyond to ban Huawei from their 5G networks, citing national security concerns. The pressure was relentless and coordinated. The impact was immediate and severe. Huawei's global sales plummeted. Analysts and pundits around the world predicted the company's demise, calling it the end of China's tech dream. But the West underestimated Huawei's resilience and China's determination. Instead of folding, Huawei doubled down on research, innovation, and self-reliance. The company became a rallying point, a symbol of resistance against foreign pressure, inspiring a new wave of national pride. The campaign to unplug Huawei didn't just fail, it backfired. What was once just a company became a cause, uniting employees, engineers, and even ordinary citizens in a technological rebellion. The West's attempt to kill Huawei ended up sowing the seeds of a new tech order. China accelerated its push for homegrown innovation, determined to never be vulnerable again. A new era of technological competition was born. The world's digital balance was shifting. The stage was set for a dramatic comeback, and the next chapter in the global tech race was about to begin. Cornered by unprecedented global pressure and sweeping sanctions, Huawei didn't fold. It fought back with a resilience few expected. As the world watched, the company's leadership gathered in late-night meetings, determined to chart a new course for survival and future growth. Deep inside its state-of-the-art labs, teams of engineers activated a secret contingency plan. Their mission? To build a self-sufficient tech ecosystem, one that could thrive without relying on Western parts or software. This was a bold, all-or-nothing gamble to secure Huawei's future. The result was HarmonyOS, Huawei's very own operating system. It launched across China, quickly gaining millions of users and connecting not just smartphones but cars, smart home devices, and more. HarmonyOS became a symbol of technological independence and national pride. The company poured billions into chip design, artificial intelligence, and cloud platforms, racing to close the technology gap. Every department was mobilized, from hardware to software, to ensure Huawei could control every link in its supply chain. Hidden AI labs and secret partnerships with domestic manufacturers fueled the effort. These collaborations allowed Huawei to innovate rapidly, often behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. The Chinese government stepped in, backing Huawei with generous subsidies, easy credit, and a steady pipeline of top engineering talent. This support was crucial, giving Huawei the resources and confidence to push forward. What emerged from this crucible was a leaner, tougher, and truly independent Huawei, one that had learned to adapt and innovate under pressure. The West's sanctions had forced Huawei to build a technological fortress, shielding itself from external threats and ensuring its survival. Now, from within this stronghold, Huawei was preparing a global counteroffensive, ready to reclaim its place on the world stage and expand into new markets. The strategy of containment had failed. Instead of crippling Huawei, it had sparked a wave of innovation and determination. Huawei was reborn, stronger, more independent, and ready to challenge the world like never before. Huawei's comeback was just the beginning. Beijing launched the Sovereign Tech Initiative, a national mission for total tech independence. At its core, Project Phoenix, a powerful hybrid entity blending state, private, and academic resources. Its goal: break every Western tech dependency and build a fully Chinese tech stack. Project Phoenix directs massive funding to close gaps in semiconductors, AI, and more. The aim isn't just to replace foreign tech, but to set new global standards. China is building a parallel technological universe, immune to foreign interference. The world's shared tech framework is fracturing, the Phoenix is rising, and with it, a new world order. While China moved with unity and speed, the West stumbled. The US and its allies lacked a clear, coordinated strategy. Internal debates and economic ties to China slowed decisive action. Some banned Huawei, others hesitated, fracturing the alliance. China exploited these divisions, offering deals to countries one by one. Western firms, focused on profits, couldn't match China's state-driven push. Efforts like the CHIPS Act were too little, too late. The West found itself reacting, not leading. As China built solutions, the West debated problems. The technological balance was shifting, fast. With its tech fortress secure, Huawei launched a global offensive. It offered a full ecosystem, HarmonyOS, cloud, AI, and data centers, to developing nations. The pitch: build your own digital future free from Western strings and sanctions. Countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America signed on. Pakistan, Ethiopia, Brazil, each adopted Huawei's systems for government, telecom, and agriculture. This was the digital Silk Road in action. Every deal expanded China's technological sphere of influence. The more countries joined, the stronger the network effect. The West watched as its dominance eroded, one nation at a time. The digital Silk Road was no longer a concept, it was reality. The future of global technology was being rerouted. The real battle isn't about gadgets or flashy new devices, it's about the standards that quietly shape our digital world. Whoever sets the rules for AI, networks, and IoT will ultimately shape the future of the global economy. For decades, Western institutions wrote and enforced these rules, guiding the direction of innovation. Now, China is building its own standards and actively exporting them worldwide to new markets. Adopting Huawei's platforms means adopting China's rules for data, security, and digital connectivity. The world could soon face two incompatible tech universes, each with its own rules. Imagine cars, devices, and networks that simply can't talk to each other or share information. This is the true meaning of digital decoupling. Two worlds drifting apart. The fight for standards is a fight for control and for the future of technology itself. The outcome will define our relationship with technology for generations to come, shaping how we live and connect. The world stands at a crossroads. Two tech universes, one Western, one Chinese, are now fully formed. For years, nations balanced between them. Now the pressure to choose is mounting. Rumors swirl. A major Southeast Asian nation may soon align fully with China. The offer, nationwide 6G, HarmonyOS government services and sovereign data centers, could tip the scales. If this domino falls, others may follow, redrawing the world's tech map. The US faces a dilemma: sanction a partner or watch its influence fade. In Shenzhen, confidence. In Washington, urgency. The world watches and waits. The next move could set the stage for a new era. Which nation will choose? And who will follow? The story is just beginning.